Welcome back to the QORcast. We are now back in our original
The OGs know.
sitting position when we were still the Inting podcast.
We're just doing it for the tier list thing. But
Would you like to explain what the tier list is today? I mean, you would have seen it in the title, but
so the tier list is we're talking about the most toxic fan base in each game. So we didn't do every esport. We only did a few. So we're talking about, I think, we're just talking about only esports, or is it more just like...
not like the professional players. I think just like the people in general who play the games, which could include the professional players.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of the times they shape who the normal players are. So like, for example, I would credit Sinatra with creating the Valorant accent.
Yeah.
You know, like, so, and that's how people play the game now.
Yeah.
So I think like it can include everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone.
I'm done. Yeah. I think it just depends, like, because players do shape it and like there's influence between it.
And then some of these games only you play. Some of these games I play more.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these games we both play. So
we'll have like influence between either or.
Yeah.
And like I watch I think most of these. I watch most of these esports.
Yeah, I watch all these except for like Fortnite.
Yeah, I think Fortnite and like I would say Tekken 8. I mean Tekken community in general, but we'll get into it as we go.
Yeah.
So we'll start from left to right. So we'll start with Apex.
Okay.
Or
I'll explain the tiers too.
Okay.
So actually fun makes sense. So like
they're not too toxic.
Well,
but
not even like people generally like aren't toxic. Or I mean like obviously there's going to be toxic people in every game except like I don't know, like overall you hop on for a couple games and you have a positive experience.
Yeah, it's more just like what you have experienced on a day-to-day basis.
I have bearable being like more cringe than anything.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, this guy's like saying slurs. He's more just like, okay, he's just weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of weirdos in it.
Yeah.
Somewhat toxic is just like, you know, you hear a slur every once in a while.
Like sexism, slur, like racism, something like that. Or like homophobia here and there.
But like it's not every game.
Yeah.
You know, like unbearably toxic is pretty much like the epitome of just like every game is
like,
an uphill battle.
Every game is like you'll get a toxic person, but not everyone on the team is toxic. But like one or two guys are toxic on the team.
Yeah.
So like that's what unbearably transcendent reality
transcends reality. I put as the top one for people that are so toxic that like
you can't avoid them.
Like there's no way
you can't avoid it. Yeah, it's almost
like every single game expect to have a horrible time.
Yeah, I would say. Okay, but I think we'll start with Apex. I mean, with my experience and like playing the game,
I haven't played the most Apex, so this one's more you.
So I mean, for the most part, even with ranked or casual or like the other things, I mean, I've had somewhat like fine experience. I think like of course there's toxicity, but I would put them like more unbearable. Like it's for me, my experience, what I've played like Apex, like when I really played Apex, and I think the highest I got was like, I don't know, plat. And like my whole time trying to grind that, and I was solo queuing, right? Or I would duo queue, and then the third would be a rando. Mm-hmm. I think for the most part, they were okay. Like the rando or the rando that would be with the third guy or the solo, like when I would solo two other people, they were kind of chill. More for the most part. I mean, yeah, you'll run into it, but I would say bearable. Like it's fine.
Would you count cheating in toxicity?
We could add that
because like.
So no, I don't know.
I mean, like I wouldn't like I haven't played enough of Apex to know if every single game has a cheater in it, and I guess that's not really as much what the tier list is. But would you count someone who cheats to be a toxic player?
So what I'm thinking, right? It's scummy.
You don't have to yell at me.
It's I'm getting angry. No, well, it's scummy, but I wouldn't say like that's toxic. Yeah, but what I'm thinking of toxic is like people.
Is more like verbal abuse kind of,
or like they just the way they play and stuff.
Okay,
that's what I'm thinking of toxic. Like just
okay, so we won't account for like cheating.
I'm not accounting cheating. Like cheating is
okay.
not being accounted in this tier list, so that's why I'm not thinking of it.
Okay,
if it was, almost half these games would be transcendent reality, so we're not counting it. But for the most part, I think Apex is fine. I mean, from my personal experience, what I see, like, it's fine, nothing too crazy. I think the fan base is actually more toxic toward the developers more than the actual players.
Okay, but like you hop in a game and no one's like saying something that you shouldn't really be
like
saying.
If you're in a bronze, silver, gold lobbies, everyone's like, you're chill. Like everyone's like vibing out.
Yeah.
I haven't played past plat, so like I wouldn't know how that worked. But for the most part, I say bearable.
Like there's the potential that it could get more toxic. The more sweaty it gets.
I think the higher rank you get in any of these games, the more toxic it gets because people are trying to go pro, but they don't have the mental capacity to go pro. They just have mechanical skills. So I think Apex is fine.
Okay, Apex is unbearable.
Yeah.
CS. I think it's at least somewhat toxic.
But
maybe unbearably toxic.
Okay, the one thing I would say about somewhat toxic. So if we're going from a guy's perspective, sometimes they're very funny people. Like we've run into very funny toxic people. Like some of our games have been funny, but like they're toxic, but they're funny.
Yeah, like you could tell that this guy actually does nothing but yells at people on CS all day.
And it's like, it's at that point, it's like you're not like, even if we're playing Premiere, we're like at 10k elo in Premiere, or like, it's like fun. It's like funny. Like
people get angry at each other, but like, yeah, it definitely doesn't seem as serious as it does in like other games. Like in some games, I won't say because I'm gonna say this when we get to the game, but in some games it's like right away if you mess up, then that person's mood is thrown off for the entire game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like you're gonna get that in like any game at some point, but yeah, I feel like people will get angry, but then like
they'll move on.
If you play good the next round after that, they're over it. You know, they're not like, well, 10 rounds ago you threw by doing, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. It's like I think more mature. Also, the audience in CS is more mature. Well, like they'll be like, oh, okay, like you're an 8, like more mature in the gaming sense, but like they'll like roast your ass or they'll get angry for a round, and then next round if you like make it up or like like you said,
if you get like a 3K, then they're like, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like, all right, we're chilling. Like, let's win this. Or like if you're losing really badly, they're just like at that point they're just like, who gives a fuck? Like we're just gonna have fun at this point. We're just gonna mess around. So like it's somewhat toxic. So like that's what I would say. They're like fine. I mean, again, this is from a guy's perspective. I know the CS community is very sexist. So this is from a guy's
I definitely think that. Yeah, if we were taking into account specifically like
our
perspective, it's fine. I'm sure that it's different for other people. So
I think like let's say if it's a female's perspective or a woman's perspective, I would say like a lot of these are going to be
like I think anything with a mic goes in transcends reality.
Or transcends reality, or maybe unbearably toxic. One of those two. If we're going to talk, because the community.
If the game has a mic.
Yeah. So unfortunately, that's how it is. But we're talking about like the overall perspective. I think that's what it was. Fortnite.
I think
they're unbearably toxic.
I think unbearably toxic is good.
Yeah, because also it's like a lot of...
It's a lot of 10-year-olds.
It's either 10-year-olds or like people who are just weird and like creepy. Like they're just... There's no in between with these Fortnite players. That you can't... Like you're either running into one of them too.
Yeah.
And there's not really much to say. And like, I mean, what? The esport? Like what is the esport? Like it's dead. Who gives a shit about Fortnite esport?
Yeah. Who's trying to go pro in Fortnite in... May of 2024.
Yeah, like come on, guys. There's other games you can go pro in.
But I thought I had to put it on here regardless because of the influence. And I think like I've seen enough. I haven't played like a lot of Fortnite. I maybe have like not even 15 hours in Fortnite total. But like
we played no build mode when it came out.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, we played a little bit no build mode.
That's us playing in like party chat. Like I've never like solo queued in Fortnite and tried to join a squad. So I mean, I don't know, but just like I think also the dances they put in the game just fuel the fire.
Oh yeah, 100%. But I also give credit to Fortnite. I mean, this doesn't have to be toxicity, but I really do like their like you can make like different kind of games within Fortnite, like a horror game
It's
or
like
racing.
Roblox now.
Yeah, which I really do respect because you can get paid also for it. Like if you make
Yeah.
like something popular and it blows up, you get paid for it.
Okay, I'm thinking like Battle Royale, like what everyone.
Yeah. Oh, it's
like OG Fortnite.
Yeah, I would put unbearably toxic. I mean, if we're talking about early days, like 2018, it was fun. Like it wasn't toxic, it was fun. Like everyone was just having a blast.
Okay.
But if we're talking about now, yeah, no, it's awful. Unbearably toxic. I would say that.
League of Legends.
I think
that goes right up at the top, and I don't think anyone will argue it.
Yeah, I think it's just like at the point where
they used to have voice chat, I believe, a long time ago.
Well, they have a form of voice chat, but you have to be in a party with somebody.
Yeah, they have like party chat, but like they literally will. If they put voice chat in League of Legends, I think, like,
do you think it'll get better or worse?
No, I think the game would fall apart.
Genuinely?
Yeah, I think so.
See, but I think my argument is that, like, okay, it's like the Tarkov thing. Like when there was no mic, everyone was like a caveman. But then when they added like proximity chat, everyone was like, oh yeah, hey, what's up, man? It's like, oh, you want to like the IR? Maybe be careful. There's a scav boss over there.
But the thing is, think about like Tarkov streamers. A lot of them, I mean, like everyone gets frustrated in Tarkov or something, but like it seems like they're a lot more relaxed. It's generally also a slightly older and more mature audience that plays Tarkov. So they're like, oh yeah, I just hopped on after work. I'm trying to like just get my quest done. And this game, this is people that like don't shower and drop out of school and like I'm a League of Legends player. Like imagine hopping into a game with me. Like,
do you think you would get like really toxic if there was a mic? Do you think you would go crazy?
No. I will say, you get banned pretty easily or like chat banned if you like curse or anything. But like, and I am 100% guilty of this. If someone does something stupid, I'm gonna be like, why did you do that? Like, I'll say something, but I'm not gonna like drag it out through the whole game, you know? Like, maybe that wasn't it. But like there are some people that like if you say one thing to them, like I was playing a game and I'm like, hey, Kale, if you just ulted me, it like makes either you or one of your teammates invincible for a second. I go, if you just ulted me, we would have won the fight. And this person started having a mental breakdown in the chat. Like, well, you started doing this like a minute in the game. But
the thing is, that's through text. Because they think that you're probably really angry at them, but they don't see that, oh, you're just
I don't know. If you just say, hey, dude, I think you pressed R on the wrong person, and they send you an essay, I think that person needs to go to a fucking mental asylum. I don't know.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think if they added mic, like a game chat, like a game voice chat, like I think it wouldn't be. It would like still be toxic, but at least will be unbearably toxic instead of transcend reality. I would think it would get better because either that they're gonna stop talking to you. Like we'll get to Valorant too because I have a lot to say about Valorant. But either they'll get like I don't know. I think they'll either get like back to like. It would be unbearably toxic just because like you can talk to them be like, oh hey guys, all right, like someone get like, okay, I'll bring Smite into this because I told them there is a way where instead of texting in chat you can like do a command, like for example it's like you can press and then like an audio like will come out and be like, hey, someone's missing mid, or hey, gank mid, or flank, like that. Like it'll be an audio instead of talking in game. They have a voice chat, by the way, in Smite, but nobody uses it. People just use the voice chat with the character because each character has a voice chat. Like you can talk to them, and then they use that. Like for example, like Loki, you can play as Loki, and then you'll use Loki's voice lines to tell, "Hey, I'm ganking mid," or "Hey, enemy missing left lane."
Okay, see, but that's different because Valorant has the same thing, but people would still rather just fucking scream at each other.
Yeah.
So like,
but I would say like that's what I'm saying. If you're not gonna add that into the game, okay, at least
like there's
add
the
voice
ping
chat
system.
But nobody, like, people use it for toxic reasons. That nobody actually cares about the pings. I mean, that's what I've been seeing. That's a few times I play.
I don't know. So your argument is League with voice chat is an unbearably toxic.
Yeah, but it would never go anything below unbearably toxic.
I think without voice chat, it transcends reality.
Yeah, I would say if they added a mic, maybe it might get better.
I will say if there's ever a day that I play more than 3 games in a day, if you say something bad enough in League chat, it automatically mutes you for the rest of the game.
Yeah, now
and it messages everybody. So literally that happens in Valorant too, right? And literally at least once every like 4 games, that happens to somebody. So like that's the type of people that are playing this.
That's what I'm saying. Like at least voice chat.
Okay.
So, Overwatch. I would say somewhat toxic.
Somewhat.
I'd say.
I think Overwatch has like a lot of people that have mental breakdowns over like.
You think it's unbearably toxic at least?
Like, I don't think it's usually like the entire team will be unbearably toxic, but there's one guy and they're always talking like this. Like you can tell that all they do is play fucking Overwatch, and if you're like, no matter what position, you can always be doing something wrong.
Yeah.
If they're the tank, oh, why is my support not pocketing me? And then the next thing, if they're playing damage, it's why isn't my tank standing in front of me? Why is my support not pocketing? Like, there's always someone who's doing something wrong, and they're always doing something right.
So okay, I would say unbearably toxic.
I would say, because usually it's like one guy, and then if that happens, from my experience, everyone will start ganging up on that one guy and be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it'd be like, that's what I'm saying. Like there'll be people like with one toxic player, there'll be one person who's like, mentally sane and like trying to or like if some like that guy goes
outside,
who goes outside and actually has a job, or like for like there's like always like a mix of both. So that's why I would say like they're in between of somewhat toxic to unbearably toxic.
Okay, so like, maybe we move them up in front of Fortnite.
No, Fortnite's worse.
Fortnite's worse.
Fortnite's worse. Yeah, 100%. But I would say like they're low unbearably toxic, high somewhat toxic. I would say between them two.
Okay.
In my opinion. I mean, people can argue, but I would say that's a good spot.
Okay.
All right, somewhat toxic.
Rainbow Six. I've played Rainbow Six enough to like get to where you can play ranked. Yeah. And then I played a couple ranked games and I was getting shit on, so I stopped playing. So
I would say bearable.
Bearable.
I would say
above or below Apex.
Above Apex. I would say above.
So like that?
Yeah, I think because also
leaning more towards somewhat toxic.
Yeah, because I think with Rainbow, it's kind of already a hard game. Like we can argue it's already a hard game and there's already a bullshit with it. Like you can literally kill someone with like a hole this big. So like that's already like something insane. I think because there's a high skill ceiling, but for the most part, people are like if you like with my experience, I would say like, hey, like, I don't know this, or like, can someone help me? Like, there's always at least like 1 or 2 toxic people here and there. But for the most part, it's like not bad. And I would say it's okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, for the most part, yeah, I say for the most part, it's like, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine for the most part.
Are you putting like gameplay also like an account? So like you said, like people shoot you through a hole that's this big or something. Because would you say that's toxic gameplay, or would you say that's map knowledge? Because I feel like a lot of Rainbow Six, regardless of what character you're playing, is just like being a rat.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, being a rat, but also like knowing the map and knowing how to play the map. Like,
okay, so like, are you? I guess I'm saying like, are you including like actual gameplay? Like, would playing ratty be considered toxic?
Yeah, because I feel like also the player base, like they expect you to know, like, hey, don't play this agent, he's trash, play this one. Or like, hey, why don't you break this wall instead of that wall?
Okay, so like if you do something not optimal, people will let you know.
Well, yeah, because there is I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll give the players there is a lot of learning in Rainbow Six. Like you have to know a lot about the game. Like each agent. So
people will be like, "What? You haven't put 2,000 hours in this game like I did?"
Yeah, like and also like the higher you get in like the rank, like the worse it's gonna get. Like,
yeah, because the more people are gonna expect you to know.
Like, why are you playing this character? Or, like, why aren't you setting up like this? This is how you're supposed to set up. Like, are you stupid? Like, like it'll reach somewhat toxic, but like also like a lot of times like players will like just help you out. It's like
people will be willing to help you learn.
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay.
From my experience, at least. All right. Rocket League, I say actually fun.
I think Rocket League is actually fun. The moat, like, even though you can type in regular text chat, you can't say anything bad. Like, you literally can't. The game auto, like, it's even more strict than League. Like like League, you have to say like the N word or something like that to actually get like the system notification.
Mm-hmm.
But like this, if you say ass or like shit, like you're done. So I mean, people, and because of the quick chat system, people don't type stuff nearly as much, and there's a lot more console players.
Yeah.
There is voice chat in Rocket League, but it is so bad. It like no matter what you have, it sounds like a fucking 2005 Xbox microphone. So nobody uses it. So like the worst things people can really say to you in online is there's a quick chat for what a save. So whenever you fucking
like you mess up,
or they'll say nice shot if you whiff, but that like that's the most. Like most of the time, people won't like.
It's fun for the most part.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
I have like maybe 2,000 hours in Rocket League, and overall, like 9 out of 10 experience.
Yeah, I would say like for me, like
the community,
I have like about 200 hours in the game. I would say like it was fun. Like even with friends or just randos, like it's fun to learn the game also, because no matter how many hours you put in the game, there's always something to learn about the game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always like fun to even like that's what I'm saying. Like also like learning it in the community, be like, oh yeah, here's a new trick I learned, and then people will try to do it and they'll teach you. So
yeah,
I actually find Rocket League actually fun. Yeah, there's toxicity, but like very rare. Smash.
I think I would put
somewhat toxic. Really?
Like, I don't know, when I think of like the average Smash player, I think of like some fat dude with long ass greasy hair. Am I wrong though?
If we're talking about lands, yeah. Like if you go to lands, like there's some really like genuine degenerates in there.
Like I won't say, but like, do you remember the whole Smash scene is falling apart kind of thing?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you just go off that, I think that goes above transcends reality.
Yeah, if we're going all just straight like lands,
I feel like it's not even just like Smash players. I feel like a lot of Smash players are just like kids that never grew up.
Yeah. Okay, if that's the case, I would put them unbearably toxic. Like,
do you think it's that bad?
I would put it above CS though. 100%
above CS.
Yeah, I would put it more toxic than CS. 100%.
Okay.
Because it's just like the community and like the community is genuinely like everyone, like when you hear someone's like, oh, like what are you, a Smash player? It's like it's basically an insult. Like there's no compliment when it says like, oh, you're a Smash player. It's like, oh, like it's an insult. It's an insult.
Okay.
Like there's no like.
I hope this makes someone angry.
Yeah, like no, even probably a Smash player would agree. If someone was like, oh, you're a Smash player, it's like, oh, it's like negative connotation. It's
like, oh yeah.
It's like, I don't know, man. Come on.
Okay.
I would say Tekken is actually fun.
I think Tekken is actually fun. The only thing with Tekken that like Tekken is really a frustrating game to lose in because until like, and I've never reached like the higher ranks in Tekken, but like what it really seems like is because every character has like a billion moves they could do.
Yeah.
The lower ranks, no one knows what their own character does.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what anyone else's character does. So it's just really mashy until you get to a point where like people are like, I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna learn how to like really play this game. But like the lower ranks, people will just like be fucking super like, I'm better than you. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Because they found like a strategy with their character that works, but because everyone has so many fucking moves, it's like, okay, you might find like a Paul player that does XYZ, and then you'll find another Paul player and you'll be like, oh, I know what this guy did, but this other guy, he uses a different 3 moves than this guy. So I mean, like, I don't know if that makes the game toxic. It's really just like it's
goofy.
People find a strategy that works for them until it doesn't anymore.
I think there was I thought something where this guy, I forget the character's name, where he ranks up by just pressing the same 3 buttons.
Oh, that's Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie, the dancing guy.
Yeah, where this guy just got ranks up by just pressing the same 3. It's the same move every single time.
There's a guy who made a bot.
Yeah.
That just like presses 3 over and over again, and he got to like halfway up the ranked ladder just by So I mean, but
see, that's fun. Like he's like messing.
Is that toxic?
No.
I don't know. And then also at the high level, like the esports level, it seems like everyone has an immense amount of respect for each other.
Yeah,
like
100%.
People aren't like slamming their controllers or anything. Like if someone loses, everyone gets up, they shake hands, they'll give each other a hug or something, be like, well played. Like, because it's pretty wholesome. Like,
because they understand like the level of Tekken you have to reach to be a pro is hard. Like Tekken is already a very fucking hard game.
Yeah.
So like the fact that like, okay, if you, like me and you are like we're high level pros, and then we have like a really good match, we're like, yo, that was fun.
Yeah.
Like that, like we had it like, it was like you make each other better. So I would think like the Tekken community overall is like very fun, and also I really like the creative aspect where you can make like, I don't know, you can make like an anime character with one character, and then you like dress them up, or like I think someone made like Sage from Valorant and like Yoru and all that.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of fun also, and like it's goofy. So I would say
I think Tekken is probably like maybe at the lower level of like casuals that like every fighting game has like casuals that buy it right when it comes out, and those people usually stop playing after a couple weeks. So once those people are gone, community's pretty solid.
Yeah, I would say so. For the most part, it's actually fun.
And then Valorant,
Does it transcend reality?
I would say it's either there or the top of unbearably.
I would say it's nothing. It's not below unbearably toxic, but it's not as bad. It's definitely worse than Fortnite and Overwatch. 100%. I would agree. 100% they're worse. So I
think Riot has a sort of talent for making awful communities.
I can't wait for Project X or like
Project L or 2XKO.
2XKO. That I don't know how that game is gonna be crazy.
I think it's gonna be a lot of either Valorant or League players or both get on the game because Riot came out with a new game, and then like there's gonna be a couple people that fucking just like they're gonna get smoked by someone who's actually played a fighting game before, and then like 3/4 of the people are just gonna fucking leave.
Yeah,
because the game looks hard.
It does, and it's also like the high skill ceiling. But with Valorant, Valorant, you're gonna run into at least a toxic person, either an enemy team or your team every game. You can't avoid it. It's actually rare to find a full 10 people that are actually normal, like being in a full lobby where everyone's like chill. And I think just like. It's one of those games where no matter what rank you are, you're always gonna run into somebody where it's like, oh, I'm silver, but like I'm plat, but I'm playing in silver lobbies. How do you guys do this? It's like, brother, you peaked plat. It's not that impressive.
Yeah. So and you get in a game with, someone who talks like this.
Yeah, bro. Come on, bro. Like the Sinatra voice.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna swing mid, bro.
Or like they're running out of breath. Like that's a Sinatra voice. You have to sound like you're running out of breath when you speak. That
like you just ran a mile.
Yeah. It's like you just ran a mile and you're running out of breath, and that's how they speak. Yeah. And it's just like, bro, just breathe before you shit talk. Breathe.
Or like the amount of the sexism in a game that has such a large female player base, and trans and like everything. Like,
yeah, like God, bro, like how do you
like? There's so much like.
It's not
I don't know how people talk like this consistently, get shit for it, and then keep talking like it.
I think
like
it shows me that a lot of people never grew up with sisters in this game. Like it shows. Like if you like with the community, it's like you never really grew up with sisters, older or younger than you. Like it shows with this community, because I'm like, there's no way you would talk to your sister like this. There's no way in hell. Like, don't get me wrong, I insult my sister, but I would never say the shit that you guys would say.
Yeah.
Like that's also the biggest issue with this like game, is because the thing is like even with League, like they'll ban them, but they'll make a new account easily.
But also in League, because there's no voice chat, you can't tell. So gender is never part of never part of it.
Yeah.
Unless like unless you say something like that, like, oh, I'm a guy or I'm a girl or something, like that's never part of the equation. Usually it's you're dog shit at the game.
Yeah, but for Valorant, the second like a woman speaks or like a female
people
speaks,
dodge the game.
Or dodge the game,
like
or
that's insane.
Like the whole Jason R thing. That was massive. Like
I straight up think because of that, I think you could definitely put Valorant in unbearably toxic.
Like no lower than that. Oh, 100%. Like
no, I mean transcends reality. Like what other game are people dodging if a woman speaks in Agent Select?
Yeah, I mean you can
right? I think
like you could be in
Valorant
CS
goes
or like
up here.
but it's not worse than League. League is easily the worst.
Yeah, I think League is the worst, but like
because Valorant there's hope for it to change. There's actual hope for it to change. That's why I don't put it better than League.
But I do think that like going back to the if voice chat was in League thing, I do think that we would have a similar thing if like there was voice chat in Champ Select and like I think people like the same toxic people would probably dodge if they heard a woman or something.
Yeah. And that's the issue with it. It's
this like I mean I'm sure
this is things that Riot could fix. It's we argue like, oh, you know, it's very hard. No. It's very fixable. Like people are saying like, oh, put a phone number so you can play ranked. You can't play ranked unless you put a phone number on the account. And like an actual working phone number, not like a random generated one. Like an actual you put that in ranked, 80% of ranked will be fixed. That's simple.
Yeah.
And the thing is with Valorant also, that's what another thing that kind of shocked me. It's not people with no name or like no like people who don't show their face or not created. No, there's content creators also who are very sexist in Valorant and like very racist. So like you gotta understand, there's that too. It's not just no name people who just play in ranked who hide behind a screen. No, there's actual content creators in Valorant also who are sexist and racist.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like very like, bro, you are hurting yourself in a platform, but you're also saying all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, so this is the list. We got 2 in everything. Notice how both Riot games are at the top. No matter, even if we put Valorant and Unbearably Toxic, it's a top 2.
Yeah. I think. Do we want to change anything? I think it's.
I think
it's
the
good.
games that have primarily like younger audiences are also towards
close
the
to the
top. I
top,
mean, with the exception of League. League kind of has everyone, but Valorant is a shooter that has
Kids,
a
Fortnite,
younger-
Overwatch, CS. Yeah, I would say the only reason we're saying somewhat toxic for CS is because sometimes they're funny. Like they might be toxic at time, but they're mostly a mature audience and they're funny about it. At least if they're going to be toxic, so that's the only reason they're somewhat toxic, and they're a much more mature audience.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six, I say I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Apex, for the most part, they're all right.
And yeah, I don't think anyone would really argue with Rocket League and Tekken being at the bottom.
I would say like actually fun for the most part. Like you could put any fighting game in actually fun because for the most part it's not bad. The only thing Smash is the only game where it's somewhat toxic. Everything else is like every other fighting game you can put.
I would say like the more toxic ones seem to be like the more. I'm going to say mainstream, even though like Tekken is a mainstream fighting game. I'm going to say stuff that like
Street Fighter.
More like, yeah, the public knows about. Like if I ask my dad who doesn't play video games, like what's Mortal Kombat or something, he'll know what Mortal Kombat is. But if I ask my dad what Tekken is, he probably has no fucking idea.
Yeah.
You know? So I would say like maybe Mortal Kombat has a more like toxic community, or I don't know, like Injustice is a lot like DC, like comic book fans.
Yeah.
So it's like people who wouldn't understand the game as much who would get toxic because of gameplay.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think for the most part, this list is good.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I mean, if you guys have any other opinions, think that there's something wrong, you can put it in the description. You can put it in the comments below.
Tell us we're wrong.
Tell us which is wrong and give us a reason why it's wrong. Because I feel like for the most part this is a good list. Like we made a good list here. I wouldn't change anything, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
alrighty.
Now to the other segment. All right, we're back. We moved to the better location.
Setup. You know, the new and improved one instead of the old.
I'm so happy we do this. You know how ass it is recording.
Yeah, and then like you guys don't see this, but so like for me, I sit in a stool. And like the stool's very squeaky. Thankfully, the mic doesn't pick up. But like every time I move a little bit,
the mic sometimes picks up.
It doesn't.
Sometimes.
So I don't know if you guys pick it up, but it's a very squeaky stool. So thankfully, we moved it back here, and now we have like a actual camera. We used to like do it on a webcam camera, so it's actually pretty sick. But welcome back. I know we just did a tier list, and now we're here for the new segment.
So last week was Ennis's birthday. And I got him a gift, but I wanted to wait until we recorded on this episode. So what was the hint that I gave you as to what it was?
I don't know what the hint was.
I think it was you're gonna use it, or you'll probably use it on our possible trip to Evo.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
I don't know if that's leaked or not. Do we leak it?
okay, well, you'll use it anyways when you game.
Yeah.
Okay, if I have to cut out the other part, I will.
Yeah.
Don't. Okay. Open it from here. Okay. Don't look at what's on the other side. I'll hold your mic.
Okay. Open it?
Yeah. No, don't open it. No, I'm kidding.
What is this?
Let's get your live reaction.
Oh my! Wait, is this like a hit stick?
Other side. It's upside down.
Wait, is this like for fighting?
Yeah. You want to show it to the camera?
Oh my god!
It's a hitbox controller.
What the fuck? I've never used the hitbox controller before. So like, what? Do you go like this and then go like?
Yeah. So now you could practice. Before we gotta pull up.
Oh my god, this is sick as fuck.
Don't the keys feel so good on it?
Yeah. What color is the keys? Do you know?
I don't know, but you can switch them with like any like normal keyboard keys. So if you want to get new,
Oh wait, that's sick as fuck. What is this?
it's an extra switch.
Oh okay.
That
And there's like the wire for it.
when you plug it in, it's got like LEDs and stuff on it, and you get there's it's either like a software or something. Yeah,
That's sick as
that
fuck.
you could
Thank
change
you.
the colors. But
Appreciate
yeah,
it,
so
brother.
now you'll be ready.
I'm so excited. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Let me put this all inside.
All right, now back to like real news.
I'll put this up here. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So I'm gonna pull it up right now. So we have a massive news in the Valorant community where I don't know if you guys haven't seen it, but there was a creator named Taylor Morgan, right? So she's at Taylor Morgan S_ on Twitter. So she posted a video of like, I'm not gonna show the video because YouTube will not like it. Well, the things they said. So I would go to her Twitter and look at the post she made. It currently has 38 million views, over 85,000 likes. It's a very big video, and it's just awful. I think it's one of the worst toxic videos I think I've seen in Valorant.
See, this is why we put it in Transcends Reality.
Yeah, and that's why you put on the tier list. So that's why we made that tier list. We want to transition onto this news because I feel like it's important for you guys to understand how awful the report system is for Valorant and how Riot has yet to do anything about it. So it's just awful. It has gotten so big that fucking Andrew Tate, for some fucking reason, decided to reply to it.
I thought he was still in prison. What is he doing out of prison to respond?
I don't
to
know
people
what his
in the
situation
Valorant
is,
community?
but for some reason he decided to have the reason to reply in the comments. And his reply is, women join men's spaces and cry and bitches. No, wait, I'm sorry. Cry and bitch and ruin everything. Wah, 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 like babies. Men say worse things to each other all the day and nobody cries. Easiest ways to fix this problem is ban crybaby women from gaming. Done. First of all.
What? How does that make any sense?
Second of all, okay, yes, us guys say shit to each other, but it's because we're guys and we're comfortable with each other. And first of all, you would never say this to another woman. The things these guys said, you would never say IRL to a woman.
A lot of them I wouldn't say to another man.
Yeah. Contrary to popular belief, you wouldn't say this to another man IRL also. Some of this would actually get you in prison, funny enough. You would go to jail, and then the cops would be called at you, funny enough, about this. So I just need you to understand, like, this is crazy because this is like the biggest post, because you see a lot of posts of, oh, thanks, Riot, like, look at all these sexist posts, but this one's like different.
How many views does that have?
Right, like I said, it has 38 million views on Twitter.
That's insane.
38 million. It is insane. I think I don't know if it was, but I think a Riot dev, oh yeah, here it is. A Riot dev responded saying, Taylor, I'm so sorry you had to experience this. We're taking actions against this account. taking actions, yeah. But I also know that's not enough. Our teams are always working on behavior tools, but we have room to improve. And we will. I know we've never met. I hope we can fix this at some point, and you don't have any reason to believe me. But I promise this means a lot to us and is a big priority. So I know what Riot is going to do. This is like the first time I feel like a Riot dev has been like, okay, yo, like let's actually...
They got to step in.
Like,
here.
okay, we actually have to do something about this, right? And, I mean... Like I said in the tier list, a lot of you guys have never grew up with sisters. It really shows. Or like have never grown up with a woman figure in your life. And like, because it's kind of insane, because why would you say this? Yeah, your face is not shown, but what compels you to say this? How shit is your life for you to say shit like this? And like, also like, because gaming is growing more and more. Unlike 10 years ago, gaming is more and more inclusive with like race, ethnicity, gender, like everything. It's more accepting now. So why are we being this toxic? It's not even like this is not banter. This is straight up harassment.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of it is like, I guess because in the past it was more normal for like men to be gaming, and so toxic masculinity, like no one like you wouldn't call someone out for like toxic masculinity because like it was all or mostly guys or whatever. But
yeah,
now
like,
it's
we're
like,
just having fun.
now it's like these guys that like have been like this their whole lives have like they cannot like rewire their brains. Like they're just like so mentally incapable of being like, oh, I can't say it's not 2008 anymore and I'm playing Call of Duty on Xbox Live where you could say anything and no one will ever do anything. Like it's insane that like we are so far past the point where like online you could say whatever you want and like that people think that they could just do things without like repercussions. It's crazy.
Yeah, and like you have to understand like we're at a point where like you need to be more accepting of others. Okay, even if you don't have the same beliefs or like same ideologies of them, there's no point and there's no reason for you to ever say all these things and be open about your sexist and like being racist and all that. Like we do need to do better. And again, people will always joke about Riot. It's like, oh, they don't really care. They put more effort into skins than they do into like actually helping the community. And I am optimistic. I know a lot of people are not going to be optimistic, even though with the Riot dev responding. I don't know how much power they have into actually doing something, but hopefully they can put in a word and like, you know, actually develop something. But I am optimistic in the sense that this is something that like will be step one into actually progressing. It's not going to, toxicity will never die in gaming. There will always be a little bit of toxicity in every gaming. You have to accept it, but we can at least minimize it to a point where they're outcasted and they're not accepted.
And I also think that like over the past like month and a half or so, like a lot of stuff has just like happened in the gaming community that is really making developers as a whole like change a lot of stuff. So like with the Helldivers incident, like
Tarkov incidents,
people are starting to like rise up, like game boycotting and like review bombing games and stuff like that is now like people are actually doing it.
The Helldivers community was able to bully a multi-billion-dollar company in Sony into going back into their thing.
So like I hope this means that like going forward that like there will be more of a proactive approach to general issues, whether it's toxicity or like I guess poor business decisions in, like the Tarkov or Helldivers.
We've made videos like on the QORcast shows like of the ethnicity including or like how AAA games are not like they're being put more into like they're being outshined by like indie developers. And I love that because it kind of shows like there's a lot of these indie developers are greedy. They're corporate greed.
You mean the AAA?
The AAA, I'm sorry. AAA companies and these CEOs, they're AAA. Like, someone made a comparison. The Nintendo CEO, he's making about $3 million a year, right? But with a Nintendo CEO, there was like when the Wii U flopped, right? Instead of him laying off a bunch of people, he cut his paycheck in half so he can keep his developing team, which is what a CEO should do. You should take blame. The CEO should take blame because they make the moves and they make the final say. You know how much the Activision CEO makes?
What, like 50 million or
He
something?
makes almost $30 million a year.
Oh my God.
A CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company should not be making that much. You should not be making $30 million a year while also making record profits and on top of that doing layoffs. Why? I understand being a CEO of that big of a company is a lot of work, but you should not be making 30 million while also laying off companies and then not improving upon your company.
If your product is like the quality is going down.
Yeah.
But like I was saying before, it seems that people are like
rising up,
actually starting to say, okay, enough is enough.
Like
it's not like, the game is kind of mid, but I'll still play it now. A lot of things are like, okay, well, we don't want to pay. You can't lie to us when you're selling us a product, or you can't force us to, or you can't cut your player base. Like the Helldivers thing, the big part was you can't make a PlayStation account in like certain countries.
Half the country in the world.
Yeah, so like, and now people are like, okay, enough is enough. So I'm sure that this will be part one of a kind of a reform of maybe the report system across not just
I hope
Valorant and League and whatever, but just like
other
I
games.
hope that this is like the example moment that gets all that stuff going.
Yeah, because if someone like Andrew Tate is coming in and saying like, "Oh, maybe women should just not play in gaming," it's
then
like,
it's
all
like,
right,
okay, dude,
all right, like we need to do something. We can't have this man coming around trying to preach that, women should not be in gaming. That's not how you fix things. That's not how you removing a group of people in gaming when they're not the main issue is not going to fix it.
Removing a group of people, like, period, regardless of the reason, is not it. Unless it's like you somehow find all the specific toxic people.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
There's bad group of people in every ethnicity and everything. There's always bad group of people. It's not everyone. There's always a small group, but unfortunately they're the loudest. So I don't like it how like this game has been out for almost 4 years now. The report system is worthless. Even in League, you can even agree in League. Like the report system is useless.
I mean, yes.
But the thing is, you can make an account and then you can go back into playing ranked. Yeah, you might not have the skins, but
if you're not hardware banned.
Yeah, there's no.
Like
we were just talking. I think we were just talking about Discord. The game Arena Breakout, right? They came out and were like, "Hey, so we've noticed there's cheaters being made. We're taking actions to hardware ban them." It's that simple, guys. It's that simple to hardware ban somebody. It's like, very simple.
Like, why is hardware banning only reserved for people that cheat? Why is it not also given to people that
being toxic
are like? Do you remember? This was a while ago when like Tyler 1 was like really big on League. I mean, he's still like pretty big, but like his original like. On League, when he was known for like being the most toxic guy ever.
Yeah.
Riot like banned multiple accounts that he made. Like if they saw him streaming or something, he would get banned on whatever account, but he would just make a new one. And I mean, like like maybe he was part of a bit or something. He was toxic at the time, but now Tyler 1 is fine. He's like actually a high level League player. But if someone's like saying like awful racist or sexist stuff and whatever, like maybe like one warning, and then like if it happens again, like hardware ban them, like
or make an example, like hardware ban some people to show an example, like hey, this could be you if you don't pick up your act. Like
I think you'll probably benefit longer if you just get rid of people who are making the community a worse place. Like, you're never going to get rid of everyone. Sure, you might take a hit on some financial aspects, but also, like, you'll probably retain the people who actually like the game for much longer.
I feel like you might even, like, not even take a hit. You're probably going to make more money if you actually fix the community with what these guys are, because, like... Like, for example, like a lot of people argument, oh, like the esports is carrying Valorant. You can kind of like agree or disagree on that, but like if you remove the toxicity in ranked, people will be more inclined to play ranked. People will make more content about ranked, about other game modes. They'll make more community events. Like it'll be more like a safer place in general. Yeah, not everyone's gonna like each other. It is what it is. You're not gonna like everyone in the community, but at least it'll be more trustworthy within the community. Like not as toxic it is.
Mm-hmm.
So if a game like Arena Breakout, a game that's been in beta for what? How long? A few months in the PC port.
Yeah, I think the newest open beta came out like a week ago.
Yeah, and they're already cracking down on hardware bans. They will
beta.
In beta, they said we do not care. We'll if you are cheating, we will hardware ban you. We do not care.
Like the game hasn't even come out. They're like, don't even get on our game.
They've been doing more progress to fix the game in 5 months than that Tarkov has been doing in 5 years. And look at that game. That game kind of died now because they want to be greedy, scummy people. That, by the way, the 250 thing that we talked about last episode, it's still there. Still there till this day.
They went back on some of the stuff, but I think Nikita tweeted out something like, we still believe that there are benefits to buying this version of the game, so we're going to leave it at its current price tag.
Do you understand how big... I want to upgrade my graphics card. How much? I'm going to get the 40... I was talking to Andy. I'm getting the 4060. And you know how much that is? That's $300 for a graphics card that's going to last me for at least 3 years. And you're going to tell me you want me to buy a game that's $250?
That's not optimized.
Not optimized. Cheaters are still
problems.
There's still problems with the game, and it's pay to win. So you have to understand, like, you know what? I can benefit more with $250. I can take out everyone. I can go take out dinner and pay for $250 for everyone in the core group. Like, you have to understand.
I don't know. I'm gonna order a lot if I know you're paying.
Hey, if you go, it depends. Shit, I might still be close, but still, like, you have to understand. Like, if you're a greedy company, if you're gonna do this, you have to look at examples of other companies. Tarkov died. Tarkov literally, like, all the big streamers are not playing it anymore. The people that carried your game are not playing it anymore because you decided to be greedy. I hope other companies and other developers follow suit and actually hardware ban. And, like, come on. It's not a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's all for the news today. Hopefully Riot fixes it, and hopefully in 2 weeks, or next episode comes out, we can have a positive news of Riot. All right, we got some core news for you today. First, we announced a new fighting games player.
His name's Baru.
Baru. He's an Axel main.
Axel Lowe, the zoner.
Oh,
He's got to pull up. You're not ready for my Elfelt and my May.
I have been playing Biken and Bridget, so I'm excited to play.
We might have to do a stream where we get smoked by him for a couple hours.
I hate Axel. I hate playing against Axel, and especially now we're going against a pro Axel player. It's going to be awful because we have a buddy of ours who plays Potemkin, and God, is it awful to play against a Potemkin, like a high level Potemkin. So it's already going to be stressful enough.
I'm already thinking of all the ways I could get smoked.
Now, also, our Valorant boys, as of right now, we're playing in the mid-seasonal cup for Valorant. As of this recording, we're playing Oxygen. So we play Oxygen, and if we win that, we play against Moist Esports if they win their match. So next week or next episode, we'll talk about the next what the results is, and hopefully the boys. So we'll get you that. I mean, I'll be watch partying it, and we'll be doing that, and then we'll update you. Also, I've been doing Libe recaps. So if you guys miss on any of the games that we post it usually right after the tournament's over or like right after a stage is over. Every week we always post something about the Valorant boys. So there's that. And also we have a sponsor stream that we're doing a 2v2 one-tap stream. It's going to be in June. So me and Danny are going to go against 2 other people, and we always go against each other. So now we're actually going to be teaming up and going against somebody else, 2 other people.
He's going to carry my ass.
Yeah. So you'll be using your assault rifle. I'll just be running out of the shotgun. So we'll actually be a dynamic duo.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it for the core news today. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. And leave a like and comment. I hope you guys liked our tier list video. I think, we're going to get mixed reviews on that one, but hopefully for the most part, I feel like we made a good video.
Yeah.
And yeah. Alrighty guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.